lag. Says we're waiting for Comic-Core.
This is the Great Legend, and we're coming at you live from Comic-Core tonight. We got the greatest panel you ever going to see in all of the comic book community. And it's all about, we got KATREN figures here, along with the cameraman superstar, Mark BKR. We got Paul, Midwest Comic Man. He's your cleaning and pressing man. And we also got Comic-Core Chad. Chad, what's going on tonight, man?
Just holding it down, my friend. Just holding it down. Doing one for the Gipper.
One for the Gipper. How about you, KATREN and Mark? Mark had a little tooth action yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah. It's been stressful in the KATREN household, but he's
Mark's a little cranky about that.
He was very cranky.
A little cranky about that. And
he was very cranky.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you.
Still sorry about that. I thought I was texting my mom.
Oh yeah, I remember that whole thing. That whole
he
thing was funny.
messaged all of his complaints.
Yeah.
How about you over there, Paul? What's Paul got going on tonight?
Paul is drinking heavily, taking painkillers, so Paul is ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're here tonight. Many of you know we're down a couple of people. C. Woodard 19 will be joining us here pretty soon, but we're down and we're talking about our good friend Comics with Bueller, who had a big just tragedy of a week. You know, his roommate had passed away, and so he's dealing with a lot of that. Their family is visiting. Her name was Sean, and that was Bueller's roommate. Her family is there right now, and Bueller's with them, you know, kind of helping them through the grief and helping each other through the grief, because in the time of need, you always look to those people. And, you know, the greatest thing about this comic book community, y'all all have been giving Bueller so much love throughout the week. I know he greatly appreciates each and every one of you folks that watch him and watch him on the Comic-Core. And God bless each and every one of you, and God bless Bueller and his friend Sean, man. No one ever wants to deal with loss, but that's just something we all go through in life, you know. But the greatest thing, like it is, just like I said, if you've got community, if you got friends, if you got the support system, you can make it through anything. Isn't that right, Chad?
Absolutely.
What do we got in the chat right now? How's the chatterbox
That's
going?
what we're trying to find right now.
You want me to?
I got it. Bueller's Our Man by Midwest Comic Book Man. We got Brett Hess Art in the chat. We got Comic Spectre indeed.
Who's that Midwest Comic Man fucker?
I don't know. Somebody take his blue wrench away. Big Joe Jenkins. We got Mo. We got the innovator, the architect himself, Sam Stangled Wed. We also got Discovery Bay Comics, and then the man, the myth, the media mel legend, Jason Smith. We got Mr. Gretzky 9966, Sheila Thompson, and Comic G-Man Clay Butt. What
the fuck? We got 22 people watching now, and we got 9 thumbs up.
Well, hey, we haven't given them anything to be spectacular about yet, man. We got Sunshine Collects Things, Pocan Joe. It's growing. So
Comic Spectre in the house. Gotta love our Comic Spectre too.
And we got Real Comic Book Talk hitting it up right now.
Looking good, man. Dang, so tons of people in the chat. You know what? Here's the crummy thing. I got books that are getting shipped out. Actually, they were shipped out yesterday, but I didn't read anything this week because I'm kind of waiting for the real ones to come. You know, I didn't go digital or anything this week, but so I don't have any books this week that I read. Midwest Comic Man, did you read any books? Like, do you have your pick of the week for this week?
Do you know me, motherfucker?
Oh, God, not again. Why does it? You get your books on Saturday. You'll get them tomorrow, right?
I ain't got nothing.
No back issues or nothing like that?
Well, I got lots of back issues, but ain't nobody going to read
it. Hey,
them.
wait. I also got Jeremy Edwards in the chat. I forgot.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing, man? Hey,
Jeremy. I ain't seen Jeremy in a little while, so it's nice to see him.
Jeremy Edwards, one of the best, Blaster, Stash It, and a Comic-Core freaking guy, man.
Here's my back issue.
Wow. Now that's freaking a good read right there, man. Well, let's go to KATREN. KATREN, what kind of thing did you say was your pick of the week?
So I'm still waiting for my books for this week, but I did pick up a few from my LCS. I picked up the new Martian Manhunter, really good read. But my pick of the week is Young Justice, issue 1.
Nice
I'm
cover.
So, yes, as a DC fan, as a Teen Titans, Young Justice, and any kind of like teen ex sidekick fan, groupie, whatever the hell you want to call me.
You're definitely groupie.
I mean, there's so many different characters on this team that I'm in love with, that I just need to pick up everything that they've ever been a part of, just because I love those characters. And for me, I was so hyped up for this book. There's so much that I love about this book. I would say one of the best parts in it is Impulse, just because he is 100% Impulse the entire freaking book, moving so much faster, having conversations with people that aren't even necessarily in the same area as him. But this moment where he's announcing that Young Justice is back, and that's before you ever even talk to any of the other quote unquote members, because it's Impulse and he's going to make that decision up for everyone.
Impulse looks like he's having a moment with a girl he likes.
He kind of is.
I like that selfie he's taken.
I would say my only complaint about this book is it feels kind of rushed to me. I feel like they just needed. I feel like Honey Bendis needed to throw every single superhero on one street corner for this team to make it happen. And I wish he had taken some time to let it happen instead of needing to have everyone pop up in this one issue. Mm-hmm. That's my biggest complaint, because it just feels like it's like, bam, here's this one. Bam, here's Wonder Girl and Robin. Bam, now we're going to see Impulse pop out of nowhere. And I just wish that it would have happened a little more fluidly. But I still am in love with this book, and I cannot wait for issue 2. Also, DC Universe threw out a couple more episodes for Young Justice Season 3. So haven't watched those yet. Do not spoil them in the chat, or
you're a moderator. That's right.
I will block you very quickly.
So, hey, in that book, did the Hex girl, did she have her origin story, or did you see Jonah Hex in any panels or anything?
Yeah, she actually has a big part of that towards the beginning of the story.
Okay.
And she even references her daddy.
I would like
her daddy. Also, it's an embarrassment if you're driving around in a truck without at least a few guns.
Mm-hmm.
There's Jenny Hex.
That is so cool.
Brett Hassart has noticed that Mark has shaved his head for this. So Brett Hassart, you have just won a free pressing from Midwest Comic Services.
And Brett has to write that down right now, because I don't know if Paul's going to remember this one.
I will remember. Brett Hess just won a free pressing.
Free pressing from Brett Hess. How about you, Chad? What was the thing you read this week that was really cool?
I would have to
there
go
it is.
With Young Justice, because it had my boy Connor. Now, here's a little story. I messaged my LCS. I'm like, hey, I need all the covers for Young Justice, and he goes, the speculators have already been in, and they took the one that I needed the most, not the A cover, but they took my Superboy cover. And that's
man.
So
you got the Hex cover though, right?
Well, I didn't get that one either.
Damn.
But they righted one thing in the book, and it's on the very last panel. You'll see Impulse ask somebody a question, and I'm extremely happy about it. But hey, let's jump back in the chat. We got John's Comics with Kids in here. We got the Uncanny Kawaka. Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, Bake the Snake. And it's moving quick, so I'm trying to catch up. If I missed anybody, I'm trying to stay on top of it. I'm not C. Woodard. I'm not Bueller. I'm just Chad.
Just Chad. Well, we got Mr. Gretzky 9966 in the house. Bake the Snake. All those good folks, man. That's what it's all about. There's John. John's Comics with Kids. Just watch the hoverboard bit. LOL. The hoverboard bit. Was there a hoverboard bit in Young Justice? John's Comics with Kids may be talking about he's watching he said he's watching Back to the Future. All right, Back to the Future Part 2.
I'm gonna go buy my LCS tomorrow, and if they have any of the Superboys left, I'll grab you one. Okay.
That'd be awesome.
I will hook you up if I can find one. Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Martian Manhunter was my other pick of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging the art on this. I'm really digging the art on this. And then my last,
very good.
Hey, Kat, I gotta ask you, did you read Batman?
I haven't read it yet.
Okay. So
I don't have my comics for this week yet. I just picked up things for reviews and such.
Batman is a good read, and I'm interested to see where it's going. Just read it with an open mind.
Okay.
But Wrong Earth #5 came out as well. So
all right.
from Ahoy Comics, and that's about all I got. I got my other DC books, but those are my picks of the week.
So I also got the blank sketch cover, and I'm seriously thinking about going to C2E2 with it and be like, hey, who can do a really badass Arrowette cover for me? Because I'm still disappointed that she is not on the team. And yet my cat keeps trying to hit me with her tail.
So if you do the Arrowette, I'll make mine.
Cat is throwing her ass into the shit.
If you do Arrowette, I'll do Smoke.
Okay.
And then that'll be a prize.
Gene, we're not talking about Marvel. Stop. My cat's name is Jean Grey, by the way.
Fuck Marvel.
No. Oh, you know what else? Damn it, Legend. I got one more. I'm sorry.
Let's see it, man. All right.
Prodigy #2.
Dang, okay.
Very good. I am excited. I'm hoping that this particular book turns into a Netflix series quickly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mark Millar, he's got the deal with the good old Netflix.
She is beautiful. Say hi.
Hey, Brett has art. He's still waiting for High Heaven 1 through 3.
I have a box of prizes out in my car that I will send out. I just haven't sent any shit out.
Set your car on fire.
Brett, just keep messaging him, and he'll get it. He'll get it out for you. Hey, and let me tell you, we got, and I know we've mentioned this guy once before, but I want to give a special shout out to the architect, Sam's Tangled Web, for being just so close with Bueller and, being his right-hand man through all this kind of stuff going on up there. So, Sam, thanks for doing that for Bueller, because you're the closest one as far as locale to Mr. Bueller. And I know Bueller's glad to have you, man. Good old Sam's Tangled Web. And, tonight, this is all about, we're doing it for the Gipper tonight. This is all about Bueller. We miss Bueller. Bueller's had a really hard week. I mean, if you saw his video tonight, you could tell that the emotions were running wild. And, man, he put it all out there on his vest, man. So definitely got to love some Bueller. So tonight, Chad, what do we have in store?
That's his roommate.
Uh-huh. That's right. And Chad, what do we have in store tonight for the folks in the Comic Core chat?
Well, we've got a couple different covers of Young Justice.
Let's see.
We've got the Impulse cover.
Really cool looking.
The Cassie cover.
Cassie.
And the B cover.
Is Cassie like the Wonder Woman character of the group?
Yeah, she's Wonder Girl.
She's Wonder Girl.
Okay,
she's
cool.
The second Wonder Girl.
And there is a new green. What is it? What's her name? A cat? Green Lantern Jr.?
Teen Lantern.
Teen Lantern.
That's literally her name. Is Teen Lantern.
And so cool.
It's one of the characters I think I was the most disappointed with in this first issue because she just pops out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I really wished that they would have, maybe explained that a bit more beforehand.
Oh, dang it. Oh, legend. Well, we'll keep on going, but I forgot. Pittsburgh Comics gave me a box, and I'll go grab it. There's a bunch of stuff in it for tonight, too. So.
Dang. Well, that's what it's all about. You got to love Pittsburgh Comics in the house. They were on with us last week, weren't they?
Yep. Out of New Dimension Comics. I'm sorry.
New Dimension, my friend. The best in the Pittsburgh area. Six stores in the Pittsburgh area, I believe.
6
really
in
freaking
Pittsburgh
cool.
and 1 in Ohio, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to ask you something. I want to ask y'all down the panel real quick before we start doing the radio show thing. We got a little radio show, so y'all be alert for that. I want to know, like, on the panel, what is tell me some Bueller stuff. How did you come across Bueller, and what has knowing, what's the thing like knowing Bueller? What does it mean to you? What is that friendship that you and Bueller have, and what does it mean to you? Tell us some Bueller stuff. Chad, you go first.
I'm not going to get emotional on this. I promise.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, there ain't no judges here. You can go all emotional you want because it's an emotional time.
Bueller is one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever met in my entire life. Genuine individual. He has the driest sense of humor that makes me laugh constantly. And for the longest time, and I would say Ledge, I don't think his dude likes me because he always busts my balls. Constantly busts my balls. And I was like, is he real? And when we would do the WWE pay-per-view reviews, we would start off, okay, what matches did you like? And right before we go on, and I can remember one, I was like, Charlotte, and I said, oh, because I always give the women grief and say it's botchamania, and I said the Charlotte match was the match of the night. And Bueller goes, it was one of my, I liked it too. So it came to my turn to review, and I said my match of the night was Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And Bueller says, I hated that match.
Classic Bueller right there.
And I said, was he being serious? And I didn't know what to do. But through this and through the community, I truly believe he's a friend, he's family. He's been with us since the second show, when it was on Reviews from the Batcave. And we'd do anything for the dude, and he knows that. And I talked to him one day this week, and like I said, I can't wait to have him back. So
how about you, Paul? What's some good stuff what has Bueller taught you, man?
Well, I've been around for a while, much like you, Legend, and this cat came out of nowhere and just took it over. He is the man on YouTube right now, and I don't know. I've he's been with us since the beginning, and at the same time, I'm like, this man, I don't even know how to say it. He's part of the core. We talk about the core. He is the core of the core.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Hey, Paul, let me help you out real quick. And I think core. You and I talked about this a little bit. The four of us that are, or the five of us right now that are on here, and Carson.
Yep. One of us is usually in PVC and sitting in the corner.
Yeah. But the one thing I can tell you is when I first got on here, the community itself was different. It just felt different. And one of the things that I believe when we set out was that it was all about positivity. And Bueller,
he's the most positive motherfucker out there.
Well, yep. And that's your one swear.
Oh, there will be more.
But that's the one thing I can tell you, that he brought a whole new group of people into the community. And I'm seeing people, like, it takes forever to get subs, and these people are jumping up like 300, 400 because it is truly turning into a community. And
well, here,
you want to join the community and join these chats, Bueller was one of the ones that started the Comic Core chat, and it's a pain in the ass, but I mean, you got a question, these guys are there for you, and I appreciate that, and that's why he is who he is.
You gotta love Bueller.
Here's my thing. I've known Legend for a very long time. I mean, Legend and I have done live shows together. I've known Chad for a long time. We've been friends for a long time. I've known Kat for forever, you know, since she started out. But here's the thing. I mean, until we got Bueller into the mix, I mean, we were all acquaintances. Now we're all family.
Yeah.
Exactly. He brought us he brought us closer together.
He's the glue.
I mean, Carson's not here, but he's the same thing. I mean, we are a family now. I think that the Comic Core, the ones of us who are here every week, I feel closer to you guys than I feel closer to the people I work with. I mean, you guys are my buddies. That and part of that is Bueller. I mean, we've all known each other for a long time. It took Bueller to just. I think it was this magical moment that all of us came together and we all just gel, and I think he's part of that, no doubt.
It's like that boat where, you know, you're christening the boat and you take that bottle and you bust the bottle over the boat. Once Bueller came on board, that's kind of how I felt. I felt once he busted that bottle, the ship that we have right now, this because, you know, originally the plan was to have a big panel of 10 and swap out members like week to week, but Bueller got us all together and says, you know, I think it'd be better if we had a smaller panel. That way we could make sure we get our picks of the week, our topics in for the week, you know, just kind of keep it small. And then, you know, in those times of need, we would have people to come off and on, you know, in those times of need. And I think right now, and like I said, going back to the bottle thing, once he did that, the ship was finally, I think, ready to sail, you know, to sail the deep seas. Wouldn't you think so, KATREN?
Yeah, honestly, I remember the first time I came on Comic Core, and I was like, well, you know, Midwest said I should come on, so I'm coming on. Like I've Midwest said, like, I've known him forever. I've known him since I was like 30 subs in. Like him and the whole Blaster Stash It crew, Legend the same. Like I've known them for like I was maybe 30 subs into my channel. Like these are my bros. But like Bueller, I went on to Comic Core and he's just like, well, you know, you have to come on again, right? he's like there's no getting out of it. He's like, you're gonna be on. And I was just like, well, do I have to come on the next week? He's like, yeah, you have to come on the next week.
And then he's like,
that's not even a discussion. And just a recent thing that just happened was I was having the shittiest day at work. I was just so mad and I was so upset and everything was going wrong. And Bueller just messaged me on Facebook out of the blue. And he was like, look, I learned what emoticons were. And he just sent me like a million different things, one after another. And I just could not stop laughing. And it was like 20 different things, one after another. And I was just like, thank you. I needed that.
I tell you what, he is one of a kind. We got some great folks in the chat that have joined us. We got Chuck Load of Comics. He says he feels so bad for Bueller. One of the comments I've read here that I really liked is from Bob World. Bob says Bueller is a staple in the comic book community. There's another one down here, John's Comics with Kids. John says, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Bueller. He 100% inspired and encouraged me, my channel, to and it's due to his positivity. And man, and then I got one from Sam. He felt like he was all alone on YouTube, and then Bueller changed that. And here's what Bueller did for me. And Chad knows this, you know, it seems like every year I kind of take a step back and do a little bit less on YouTube because, you know, I'm getting too tired of, you know, booting up the computer or getting too lazy to make a video or show a book. Old fart, you know, too many trips to Taco Bell. But the great thing is,
because I'm old.
with Bueller and the Comic Core too. I mean, they kind of pushed me to be better. They pushed me to work harder in YouTube to like make those videos, and they shower me with their positivity. And when I get that positivity from them, I pay it forward and I give it to the people that watch my videos. And that's one of the biggest things I could say about, you know, not only Bueller, but the Comic Core and the whole 2018, the most positive year that I've ever had, and the most positivity I've ever seen in the YouTube comic book community. So
look, we've all known each other for a very long time, I think, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've really just, the community as a whole, and us in particular, we just really created a great thing here.
We really have. And joining us right now, we have hashtag CW19, hashtag Dare to Defy. Dare to Defy. C. Woodard, it's great to see you. We're talking right now about, you know, what Bueller means to us, and then what we've learned from Bueller, and what we've taken from Bueller to better ourselves, to make our channels better. Not only, I guess, to make our channels better, but like to make ourselves better people in life.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Bueller, I mean, we say it every day. He's one of the best. Just his whole, I mean, not only his channel awesome, like one of my favorite videos, I said it on a couple streams ago, my favorite video last year was the one where he goes out and finds a spinner rack. It was just one of the most genuine, heartfelt videos I've seen in this community. But not only does he have just a phenomenal channel and churn out the content, is always there for everybody. You can just see his influence that everybody else does now in the community. Like I just see his, you know, influencer, like videos like John's Comics with Kids, JD, Tony Sanders, all those guys. There's a lot of people I know that are very influenced by Bueller stuff. So I think that, in my opinion, would be the ultimate compliment to give the Bueller. And then just the fact that, you know, we're still here probably because of Bueller as well. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys have been saying that, but
I'll
Bueller,
tell you,
if you're out there, we love you, man.
I'll tell you one thing about Bueller. A lot of times when people are brand new to YouTube, they've never, you know, thought about typing comics in on YouTube, but they're comic book fans. They love the movies. They've been to the shop, you know, maybe once or twice. They're getting their feet wet in this comic collecting hobby. And a lot of times they'll type comic or comics or whatever, and Bueller is one of the first names they're going to see in the YouTube search query or whatnot. And that is a great thing, because all of us knowing Bueller, you know, we know this man personally. We've done a lot of chats with him off the YouTube and everything like that. But isn't it a great thing to see that that those people will type in comics? The first channel they come to is Bueller. And let me tell you something. The things that I've seen in the comic book community, you don't want the user or the viewer to go to some channel that, you know, breeds negativity. You want the user, the viewer, to go to someone as humble, someone as caring, someone as loving as Comics with Bueller. And thank goodness for you know, the YouTube and the you know, the AI to lead them over to Bueller's channel, because if there's anybody in comics that you need to be watching on YouTube, you need to be watching Comics with Bueller, you know?
Yeah, you do.
What do you think, Chad?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, we got to get this man's pick of the week. I think we got a little, is that a little Young Justice? That's the guy. He's the one that bought the damn cover you didn't have. Chad,
yeah, sorry, Chad. This is the only copy I bought, period.
That's the only one.
It's Carson's fault.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm sure you guys already talked about it, but yeah, Young Justice #1. It was a fun book. Like I said, I think I overhyped it in my head a little bit. I'm not going to say it was the greatest read. I'm calling it a co-pick of the week because I kind of didn't want to make it the pick of the week just because the book was all over the place. But you know what? It was a fun book. I'm glad to see our boy Connor Kent is back. I don't know what continuity this is, if it's the DC or if it's the Wonder Comics. We'll see, I guess. But the one book I kind of did want to talk about because I knew everyone else was going to talk about Young Justice. I finally picked up Criminal #1 by Ed Brubaker. I've never read a criminal book. I've always liked Brubaker and Sean Phillips, but for whatever reason, I always miss out on Criminal. My local
does that guy look like?
There you go.
Damn.
but they had one copy on Wednesday, and that was it. So I'm like, I may as well pick it up so I don't miss out on it. That's actually, I think this is like, I mean, this only costs $3.99, and this is a hefty book too. So I highly recommend this book. Basically, what happens in it is it starts off. There's a kid snooping around in a house, and an old man wakes up and starts talking to him. He's like, "Oh, didn't I tell you, grandson, not to go through that drawer?" And he goes along with it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot." And then he finally, he picks out a piece of jewelry, and the guy, it turns out this guy was like a wrestler in the 50s. Like him and his buddy were heel wrestlers in Japan. They went over to there are two Americans who went over to Japan and were heels in the 50s after World War II. So they were good with the heel heat they were getting, but there was this one jewelry store owner.
Heel means bad guy.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, forgot to translate. They were bad guys in Japan, and this jewelry store owner, he was a mark for he didn't like them because they were bad guys. But basically, the guys, they just couldn't take it anymore. They're just like, you know what, we hate this guy. We're gonna get him. So they rob his jewelry store. So that's how they got the jewelry. So years later, this kid, he finally clubs the guy, takes the piece of jewelry. So this whole piece of jewelry has an origin now. And it turns out this kid isn't this other guy's, grandson. And then you find out this kid's stealing this jewelry to sell it to get his old man out of prison. And the old man turns out to be the real main character of the book. So, I mean, you can tell for $3.99, there is a lot of content in this book. So big shout out to Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This book was awesome. I think I'm definitely have to keep up on that. I haven't read Prodigy 2 yet. I'm really looking forward to that. And I think there's a couple others. The only other book I read was Die Number 2 from Karen Gillan and Stephanie Hans. This is a beautiful book, to say the least. So if nothing along, I recommend this book for the art. It was amazing. The story, it's starting to finally, truck along a little bit. I wasn't too thrilled with the story in the first issue, even though I typically like Kieran Gillen. I love his Wicked and Divine work. But this one is definitely starting to pick up the story a lot. So since they're in that fantasy realm, the story's picking up, and the art has just got so much better since issue 1. So I recommend this one as well. So 3 solid reads out of 3 so far for me.
Good right there, man.
Other than that, good week.
So the guy with the hat wants to go to the chat. Oh, I did that, legend.
Dang, that was a good round right there.
I got excited. So Real Comic Book Talk, they had to go back to work. So see you guys. Hey, if you're in the chat and you haven't subbed anybody up in the chat, sub them up. Make sure, click on them, share the love to everybody. We got Big Lion Cat 646. We also had Double S. If you haven't checked out his wrestling videos, this dude is back, and he's laying the smackdown on the WWE. Aggressive Relaxing. We got Clay. Man, is it Butt or Butte? You tell me.
It's Butte. It's like Butte. It's like in Cars, that movie Cars.
Okay.
That Willis Butte. That big mountain out there in the desert.
He says comics with Bueller, Comic Tom 101, and Comic Core have become my religion. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Chuck Load is having a cup of fancy coffee for Bueller. I got to say something about Chuck Load real quick. We're going to be doing some videos with Chuck that are going to be airing at some time here in the near future, talking about C2E2. So keep watching. If you haven't checked out Chuck, sub him up. He does some great stuff. We got
Chuck a hard time as we speak because he won't get on live with us.
Yeah. And our brother from another mother, Drew Manchu from the Blastic Crew. I am on fire.
Damn, those are some dang good rhymes right there. We have this really cool thing. If y'all out there don't know what it is, it's the Comicore Facebook chat, and it's like something you've never seen before. We have a huge group chat going on Facebook Messenger. So if you have Facebook Messenger, get a hold of us on the Comicore Facebook page, and then we'll get you into this Comicore chat. Because, whenever we have, some slots available and we need some guest speakers, it's easy. We'll just throw the link to the Comicore Facebook chat. You can come on, join, let us know what you think about Bueller and this wonderful community we're all a part of?
Because we are going to try something new right now.
Right now.
If you guys can go to our Facebook pages, sub us up. We'll join you in the chat because I can't put it in this chat because stuff happens.
Yep. That's right.
Gee, what?
Nothing in particular. But if you have a question for the panel, a question for an individual on the panel, and you want to ask it, you can, 1, throw it in the chat, or 2, say, I got a question. We'll send out the link in the chat, and you can join us live tonight. So it's on. Let's talk.
Should we do the other topic while we wait?
Yeah, while we're waiting, let's go into it, Paulie.
All right. So this was the topic I came up with because, I mean, there's so many topics out there that, and I'm like, it's really hard to come up with this shit when everything's been done. What characters that are out there that you like do you wish there were still a comic book about?
Easy. Me and Carson both agree. There's a couple people. Animal Man. Ted Kord needs to be back in the books. Now, I like Jaime. Jaime's cool. Jaime's like your little Terry McGinnis. But Ted Kord, bring him back. Not no Dan Garrett. I don't want to go too old school, golden age. That Dan Garrett's JD's Blue Beetle. Mine and Woodard, we're Ted Kord. What do you think over there, Woodard?
Yeah, that was my answer exactly.
Those two guys. DC for life.
Aren't they doing a shitty version of Animal Man in that new Animals shit?
I've never heard of this. If they are,
I sure hope not.
I need to.
I hope not because that was one of the ones that I thought of. I really loved the Animal Man in the back in the day. I mean, not just the Grant Morrison one. I thought that was a great title.
Animal Man.
I came up with a couple. Just grabbed a few that I was thinking of.
Ooh, the Invaders, huh?
The Invaders. I mean, I love the Golden Age shit. So I love seeing the Golden Age versions of the Captain America and
Torch and Namor.
Yep. Golden Age.
Okay.
Oh boy, Commandos. That'll take you back.
Yeah, fucking Kirby and good stuff. Let's see what we got. This is not the version I would pick, but I love the old
Black Hawk.
Yep. And truly, and this is one that this was the one that made me think of this topic.
Ooh, Vigilante. Oh, Vigilante is so damn awesome. He's a great character.
I think the last 10 issues of this series just were like it's a
he's an older is he an older guy in this one too? Does he have the white gray hair in this one?
No, he does not, but
okay, he's the younger in this one.
The last 10 issues of this, they went to the adult. They gave it the for mature readers thing, and they really did a great thing about. I don't think there's been a better thing about what makes a hero and when they're killing people and they're like, am I a hero? Am I not? I mean, how many comic books can you think of where it ended at the end with this? This was very shocking back in the day. Hold on.
All right. Well, he's thinking of his thought. Anybody want to join us? Come on.
He blew his head off in this issue. Back in
the
okay, that's morbid.
we got Adrian something. He, another thing about Vigilante, real quick.
We got Tony Sanders in the chat.
Okay, good. We got. Let's get the link to Tony. I'm gonna send that link to
Tony in here.
I'll send it to his Facebook. But that character, he's also in Aquaman and the Others, and he helps Arthur track down. I think it's 6 pieces of legendary Atlantis gear, and each piece of the gear does something completely different. That was a pretty cool. But in that one, Vigilante was like gray hair. He had his son with him, flying this blimp. Does that sound familiar, Paul?
No, not at all.
None of that.
So, hey, KATREN, there's a question for you in the
No.
No.
No. We both have different answers to this question.
I still don't know what the question is.
I mute. No, the question of that everyone's answering right now. It's called Tito's. Okay, I'm getting a little slurred here, but
I'm glad I'm not the only drunk one here.
But basically, any character that is out of print or a book that is out of print that you want back, I literally muted it because we both have different answers. And I asked him if he still wanted to say his, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm still going to say it." That's why we're snickering.
What dat is in the chat? I mean, who dat is in the chat?
All right, we need a number one is Vigilante. What's it for you guys?
Well, I kind of wish that they brought back Cherry Pop-Tart.
You go back to the GIMP.
Go back to the GIMP.
Okay.
Back to that GIMP.
I'm gonna keep it more appropriate. I'm gonna say the question.
Oh, absolutely.
Vic Sage. Gotta love Vic Sage.
I fell in love with the question and the Huntress during Justice League Unlimited, and I would love to see that relationship revisited in comics.
I liked Alf.
Alf was good. I like
Alf
Cats.
was awesome.
They could bring back Alf. You know.
Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can easily bring
He
it
doesn't
back.
like cats.
He eats cats.
And
Yes.
we'll be good friends.
Will be. What's that?
Didn't
That was
Alf end
weird.
very
You got-
morbidly. Like, then the last episode of Alf have him getting like
I've been drinking.
kidnapped by the government, and that's where it left off.
Don't make me turn this camera off.
That's sad.
Yeah, I think that's how I heard Alf ended.
Project Alf. If anyone's not seen that movie, if anyone's not seen that movie before, please do go watch it because it is amazing.
Project Elf or Alf?
Project Alf.
Alf.
The
Project Alf.
made my childhood.
Hit that again.
I'm so sorry.
So John's Comics and Kids says Ryan and I want them to bring back the TV show Lost back in comic form. Fill in all the side stories. Yeah, that would be pretty neat. We got Drew Manchu saying hey to Kawaka. Chuck says I loved Alf. Carson shaved his head. Looks like somebody. Beyonce said
It's D'Onofrio again. Second time this week.
Wait. We got Comic Spectre in the house. He's got some questions.
I keep trying to look at the chat and it kind of looks blurry.
Mr. Spectre. Mr. Spectre.
Yes, do you
Spectre.
What is your question?
Whoa, Comic Spectre, what's up,
What's
man?
up, Spectre?
what's going on, everybody? Oh, I thought you had a question for me.
Oh, we do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, we do. What is the question? What do you want to ask him, Chad? Put him on the spot, why don't you? Damn.
So,
Why don't you let the beard grow or shave it off? Just stop this halfway stuff.
Let it grow all the way.
did you sub up to Gertrude?
Oh my God. Great question. Great question.
I did, and I am I'm looking forward to Gertrude meeting us again in the near future. That was a very interesting little conversation that we had there with the chat.
So, do you remember when you were on the chat and Gertrude showed up?
Stop.
Oh yeah, of course I do.
He was on the panel here. Remember?
Yeah, I was on the panel getting blasted.
Yeah, that was awesome.
She said you had rosy cheeks.
Yeah. She was like, "You have such rosy cheeks," and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm blushing."
Yeah. So if y'all didn't know, last night on Comics and Cold Ones, JP, Pope Grammy, they had Comic Spectre guest starring, and if y'all need to go back to the last 10 minutes of that video. Make sure you have the live chat open so you're kind of reading the chat as you're watching the show. And man, it just gets wild from there with Gertrude.
Yeah, it closed out great with I believe Pope saying goodbye to her. It was pretty funny.
Bye, Gertrude, and then it just cut off. I love that show. But back onto a serious note, man. Comic Spectre, you've been a part of the community for a pretty good while now, or it seems like it's been a while. What do you think about our old friend Bueller?
I can honestly say from just my personal interaction with him, he really helped me out a lot to get on my feet. I didn't really have like a direction, like a place where I was going. I didn't know what to do. And I messaged him a bit. We chat. And he actually helped me out with my channel because he was using some of the same stuff. And then, you know, with what recently just happened, I know I kind of talked about in the core a little bit. But I took the time and I actually called the guy and, you know, wished him the absolute best because, I mean, he's just such a huge contributor to the community. And that guy just has a heart of just pure gold, you know, and that is something that is so rare today.
Yep. It's like really to you know, you call him, he's there, he's helping you out, giving you some good tips. Another thing about Bueller that I can say is us on the core, you know, we're not starstruck, you know, or anything like that. I know Bueller, you know, will join, you know, people will ask Bueller to join a hangout or he'll be on their show and everyone is just starstruck. And for Bueller, you know, being the person he is, being that humble guy he is, he doesn't, you know, care all about that fame stuff. You know, he does the comics and he does his videos because it's his hobby. He loves it. That's his passion. So when he joins some of these hangouts and stuff where people are like, oh my God, it's Bueller, that kind of like weirds him out. So just remember that, like, Bueller's just, you know, he's just like me. He's just like you. He's passionate about what he loves to do. And that's one special thing that I think makes Bueller stand out. A lot of times, the great legend himself, when the great legend hit his 1,000 subs back years ago playing video games and, you know, having that great legend, I had that heel persona, that bad guy persona in the gaming world because, you know, you get a lot of that cheap heat and, boy, they really watch some videos. But you know, with Bueller, he's never done that. He's never, you know, said, hey, look at all the success I'm having. Look at all this stuff. Bueller's like 100% not like that. So that's another cool thing. Bueller's just like one of us. What do you think, KATREN? Whoa, nice pizza. Mark, you eat some pizza?
Okay, just to establish in the chat, I am not wasted. I'm on a little bit of cold medicine because this guy stressed me out due to his surgery this week.
Tooth extraction.
We filmed a video this weekend that never got uploaded until earlier this week. So this entire week happened, and I was not sick when I filmed that video, and then the very next day I filmed another video, and I was sick automatically.
Yeah, sorry about that, honey.
So, in case anyone's wondering, no, I'm not wasted.
Not yet.
I'm sick. So
You're
yeah,
totally
I sound really wrong right now.
Yeah, that drink was.
But Bueller has just meant so much to us. He's just such a positive member of the community, honestly. And honestly, when we joined the Comic Corps, he was just kind of like, welcome to the fold, you know. And I know he's a ball buster and he's really funny and everything, but he's just such an honest person. And when he tells you something, like, that is what it is.
Yep. It is.
There's no BS with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I adore about Bueller. I mean, if he doesn't know something about something, he'll just like, look, I don't know, but I'm more than open to find out.
Yeah.
And I really do adore that about Bueller, honestly. I really do. What about you?
So far I've only talked to him a little bit here with you guys. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I love it, man. Good old Mark, man. Mark, are you feeling good, man? How's that tooth? You got some pain meds in you?
I have
Yes,
pain
he
meds.
does.
I have pain meds and a little bit of red wine.
All right.
I'm just thinking of you and Bueller with your corresponding pickle aisle selfies.
Oh yeah. Every time that we're in the pickle aisle now,
they take selfies in the pickle aisle of the grocery store and send it to each other. Because
I just throw my phone at Katie.
Throw
my phone at Katie. It's like, here, take a picture of me, and then I will just like lean up against the pickles, or just look at it and examine it, and just it's this thing.
I got saying the chat's going. We've got Chad Lee in the chat. We also have Katia Arcade. We also have Sunshine Collect Things. I think I said earlier. Somebody asked a question.
It's great to see Katie Arcade. Michael Porson, great to see Michael. He says his honesty and originality comes across well in his videos. It really does. I mean, Bueller's kind of like, father knows best. I mean, he's just one of those black and white TV show throwbacks. You can put him on any show. Amen to that, Ivy. But the thing is, he's one of those guys. You could put him on any black and white TV show, and he'd be like the dad or the guy in charge. He's just so cool. He's just fun and loving. He's just a great guy. Big Lion Cat. He said, if there was a Hall of Fame, Bueller will be voted in 100%. Amen to that from the BLC 646. Big shout out to Fire Davis as well. Comic Spectre, man, what else has been going on with you? Like, have you been reading anything this week that's come out that you want to talk about?
Well, as I've talked about in the past, like I live out in the sticks, in the country. So for me, it usually takes my new books to get about a week to a week and a half to get where I live. So it's usually last week's books. So like, I just got Conan #1, and I know that I was talking about that over on Comics and Cold Ones, but I'd have to say that's the biggest thing that I recently read that I'm just absolutely loving, because growing up, Conan was a big deal to me. Arnold, the movies, I mean, it was really awesome. So to see Marvel finally get that back, and they're doing it justice. Actually, it's like taking a step back in time, honestly. And I'm just like, it's awesome. It's great to have a book that I'm really enjoying again.
Maybe they'll get Red Sonja back pretty soon too, if they haven't already tried to work something out with that.
I don't know, man. They're making I forget who has the rights to that right now, but I know they're making a grip of money off of that. I mean, there's
Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite. Yeah, I mean, I think right now I was looking earlier tonight, and man, there's probably like 1,000 variants for the most recent issue.
They crank them out on her. She's got good figure, good variants.
Yeah, good variants. Woo!
So one of the best comments I've heard in the chat so far, it actually made me giggle a little bit, is that Uncle Phil of the comic book community.
Uncle Phil. That is classic.
Uncle Phil's gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait. Uncle
He was
Phil.
the voice of Shredder.
Yeah, Uncle Phil's dead.
Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on a playground.
Oh, that's right, Uncle Phil. For some reason, I kept thinking about Uncle Si from that Duck Dynasty show, because he's pretty up there, But yeah, Uncle Phil, that guy. Oh man,
come on! I know somebody else wants to join us up here real quick. You know who would be amazing to come on and give some words about Bueller? Then the architect.
Yes, the architect.
And if the architect would accept it, I'm going to send him the link in Facebook real quick on a private one.
All right, private one. Now let's not get too. This is supposed to be a wholesome show.
That's why we've muted Paul.
Calm down now.
I'm
Wait. Family show? Why am I here?
Wholesome, son. Wholesome.
Oh, wait. I got someone coming in. Hold on. Let me get this thing approved and everything. Oh, my goodness.
Making dreams. Popping bottles.
Suggested.
I'm going to mute myself before I cause more trouble.
Jean Grey.
I think you're muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Kat.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, where'd Paul go?
Paul.
I think the family show and he dropped out.
Oh no.
It's okay. We have a special guest. Her name is Ray, and she's currently trying to scratch my boob. Okay.
Okay.
She's done with the show.
A little camera shy, I guess.
Yeah.
She's back.
Yeah.
Nice calico mix there.
We got two new folks on our Facebook page, Bob World and John Locke. And I think I know who John Locke is, and I know who Bob World is 100%, but I'm trying to get those people into this chat.
Time to get lost.
Add members.
While we do that, I will rap.
No, stop, please.
Let me get my messenger going here.
Hey, Comic Spectre, honestly, when did you start in YouTube? How recent?
On comics, it was, I believe, in August, near the end of August, and it was because I was watching. I was on a TDY for the Air Force upstate, and I was in my hotel room, and I was just messing around on YouTube, and I collected comics years ago, but so occasionally things will come across my feed of interest, and there was a guy that came across my feed, and his name was Don, the comic book junkie.
Don the icon.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And his video was talking about how his preservation of his book. So he was like talking about Mylars and stuff. And I don't know what it was, man, but it was like, oh, it just got me. I was like, oh no. And then I was like just watching it, and then like I went back to the main screen and did a refresh, and then I got this guy right over here. The Legend was there, and so I watched some of his videos, and he was talking about like he was actually bagging books, and then I right after that I got on my phone, and I started buying comic books on eBay. So
damn.
So that was the start of it, and man, just ever since it's been awesome. Now I
guess I'm gonna dive into you recently joined the Comic Corps.
You poor thing.
How long does your battery last on your phone?
Well, actually, it usually lasts really long because I usually have it on USB on my computer, so it's almost infinite.
So, I mean, have you seen anything like that? I mean, that thing goes off crazy.
Oh my gosh, you're not lying. Usually if I accidentally leave the volume up on my phone at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it'll start ding, 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 ding. And I'll be like, oh no.
That would be legend.
Yep. Sometimes those AM hours, I don't know. I just wake up and I'll check my phone to see what's going on. Normally, JP from All About Comics is still awake, and so I'll him a little bit, and then I'll fall asleep again.
I see now that Hudat is here, and I know that Carson is here, and I would like to say to Hardy, fuck you to both of you.
That's not very nice, Paul.
Damn, Paul, we're supposed to this wholesome, man.
He just went out the fucking window.
That was my one. They did that damn video about that damn mystery box they bought. Now I bought 2 of them. Did you see who won the Deadpool one?
Yes, I did see that. I saw the picture.
But
yeah. She saw me drinking. She says I'm drinking sauces, and that's what she calls alcohol.
But I seriously had to buy 2 of them with what the thing was this one.
Oh, the Hulk 181 with free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I missed that.
It's still up. It doesn't change until Saturday.
Oh, snap.
That would be tomorrow at 7 a.m.
I'm still waiting for Sam to message me.
Where can I buy this at?
This is what is it? It's you guys can. I'm drunk. Tell him what it is.
It's thatspidermanbooth.com.
Yep. You can get weird books like whatever this is.
Yeah.
Do you poo?
I mean,
do you poo number one? I do. I poo number two.
I mean, what sold me on
I
it?
did like this one though.
I mean, yeah, I would really love to
That's
win the
pretty
Hulk.
cool.
Yeah.
I would really love to win the Hulk 181.
Hey, Ledge. All we need now is a pizza guy.
Oh
No.
man, that pizza guy, the sweaty guys playing cards at that comic shop. I remember that.
But the bottom line is, you guys paid $30 a pop for those things, and you got like $120 worth of books.
Yep. I'll show a couple of mine off. I thought these were great books. Got this Clayton Crane. And this one that's selling for like $80 I think on eBay when I look.
I mean, you're paying $30 for the mystery box, and you're gonna do well.
Hey, we got another body in the chat here, man. It's getting crazy. Cat's on mute. She passed out. Mark's shaving her head. Oh my goodness, we got John. Oh, look at this.
I cough or I blow my nose.
Tony and John came in at the same time.
I always follow the best.
Oh man. Hey Tony, tell us, man, some stuff about Bueller. What does Bueller mean to you and y'all's friendship y'all have?
Man, Bueller's like a cool dude. He's done helped me out a few times. He's supposed to be on the hunt coming up, and I really appreciate that. I mean, if he has to cancel, I understand. And just, the dude, he puts the spotlight on the people that needs to have the spotlight on, and he's not selfish. And I love the guy, man. He's a down-to-earth, genuine dude.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. How about you, John? What's your thoughts about old Bueller?
Is my mic working? I hope you can hear me.
Yeah,
okay,
you sound
I can hear you fine.
good, John.
I always say the story I always tell. The first video I made was for Bueller. Like the first comic video I made was for the guy. He had this great contest going, one of his subscriber contests early in the back in the day, and he had me talk about. He wanted to talk about people's favorite music when they were in high school, and I thought the idea was hysterical, and I jumped right on and made the video. And then the second I started trying to come up with what my channel would look like, he was the guy that would always be dropping me a line. He was the guy that I was refereeing a soccer game, trying to figure out how Google Hangouts worked, and I'm like doing all these things at the same time. And he's the guy who he legit. I mean, I had not even made like 2-3 videos. He sent me his cell phone number. He's like, call me anytime. I'm texting with him on the side. He's just somebody that is genuinely a part of what we do out here. I mean, it's just like he is so integral to everything that I care about from the comic community.
Man, I agree with you, freaking 100%, man. And let me give some love to this next guy that's joining in. I'm talking one of Bueller's best buds in the comic book community.
Wait, did I just flash back to New Year's Eve?
Oh man.
Yeah, you did. Rocking with New Year's Eve, Jeffrey Comic-Con. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Man, great to see you. I want to give you some. All right, I want to give before I get to Jeffrey. I want to give some quick love. Last night, Tony Sanders had one of the coolest ideas ever. He's got a new show, and it's all about your holy grails. What's your grail with Tony Sanders? Kind of like What's Your Life, or one of those kind of shows, but it's all about grails. So make sure y'all.
Yeah,
check
that show would have been.
Sanders.
I think that show would have been great. He just didn't have a very good guest that first night.
He should have had Bueller. He should have had Bueller on. I don't know who that other freak show was. Hey, that's right. But no, it was a lot of fun. I was the guest. So it was a great time me and Tony had. But Jeffrey, I mean, you are one of the people, the first one that I saw that had done a video, that showed a lot of love and thought to Bueller. What does Bueller mean to you, my friend?
Oh man, like everything really, as far as YouTube goes. Like he was one of the first ones I saw, and I was shocked because at first, like, you're watching YouTube videos, you don't ever expect somebody making a video to even respond to your messages. And then he just started talking to me, responding to my messages. And then the guy invites me up, and I go spend a weekend with him. Like every step of the way, as far as YouTube, he's been there to help me, to tell me like what kind of camera to get, where to even place the camera. You know, just giving me tips the whole way through this whole process. And one of the most like motivational people that I've got on my side, you know, just like I went to see the guy, and he's just the nicest person. Everywhere you go, people are coming up, giving him hugs. He's a giant, like seriously. I'm not a little guy. Like I'm not huge. I'm like 6 feet, 185 pounds. But if you watch that first live stream I did with Bueller, he made me look like I was just a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's like you know, like a giant teddy bear, just this big, huge guy who's just so full of love and warmth. It's awesome.
I think I just heard something.
Let me
did
check.
you hear something?
Oh, wait. Sorry, my phone's downstairs charging because of the Comic Core chat, but on my iPad, I've just received an email from the anonymous Raw giveaway manager. Dad, what are we giving away this week?
All right, what do we got? We have a signed autograph by Kevin Nash.
What?
Oh my God!
What's the question? Where do I actually already got one up there. I'm good.
Oh damn it! I have Scott Hall. I don't have a Kevin Nash autograph though.
Oz.
Oz, that's right.
The question is super easy. Name the guy in the middle.
Mean Gene.
I don't even watch
Hulk
wrestling,
Hogan.
and I could do this.
Who said it? Who said it? Who said it?
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Tony.
Yep.
Tony wins it. Tony wins it.
That's good.
Put it in some Mylar.
Hollywood people in the chat joined earlier. They could have won that. So congratulations, Tony Sanders.
Tony Sanders, man.
Okay, so
awesome.
We have
what?
A Witchblade book?
Hold on. We've got. I don't know, dude. I'm just literally opening this up for the first time.
So Katie didn't have any idea who that was, and I just told her to go home.
It was Super Shredder.
Who Nash was. I know who Hogan is.
Okay, so we've got some trades.
Oh, that's a good trade right there.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Witchblades.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Volumes
Wait, I want that shit. I'm fucking going on this shit.
All right, you're gonna try to win it. Let's see.
I was gonna say I'm in on the.
Can I ask the question for this one?
Well, no, I'm going through. What else we got? We got this.
Oh, wait, time out. Is this just going to be
Was that
one
the darkness?
person winning all this? What the hell?
Yeah, seriously, that's a lot of stuff.
There's some serious fucking Michael Turner shit here. I am so fucking in.
That looks like the Ron Mars run,
Someone needs to get that
which is
media
also
mail
pretty
going.
good too.
We've got
you guys are right.
Chad, I'm gonna break a bottle over your head if I don't win this shit.
Wow. You're supposed to do that on boats, not on people.
Do you know who this is?
Angela.
Angela's.
Show me the cover.
On the cover.
See the cover. It's like, who
I
is
think
that?
she becomes the second Witchblade. If I remember right.
Oh, Yell Honey.
Wow.
Yeah, Broken
Are
Train.
these
Yeah, this
all
is like that
coming
whole
at us?
Ron Mars run.
Is this coming at us live from New Dimension?
Yeah.
Ooh, Top Cow. Look at Top Cow. Top Cow Bible.
I love that Mark Silvestri.
Yeah, indeed.
Going to C2E2.
There's a lot of stuff here, so you guys get to pick.
I want it all.
Just send it to Midwest.
Put it all back in the box and tape it, and Midwest Comic Man Paul on it.
So Garth Ennis, I didn't know this. Garth Ennis wrote Darkness.
Yeah, I think he did
Darkness. I got a good line here.
I should win this all. Fight me.
let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all a nice one.
Or Midwest. Okay.
First rule about Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club.
Hey, let me say something
See
about.
what the fuck happens when fucking Bueller's not here.
Damn. All right, hold on. I totally understand where Bueller's come from. It's like trying to control a bunch of kids at daycare. Let me give y'all something. I got Scott Farr in the chat. Scott Farr says Bueller is nothing but pure heart. It took everything he had to go live and let everyone know what was going on in his life and his current situation. Thoughts and prayers to Bueller, my friend. I mean, it really is. To put your heart out there on your vest, man, we all know that Bueller's the best. Nothing but best wishes for Bueller.
Yup.
Future endeavors and all that stuff.
Right. And well, that's the thing is like the vest. Everybody knows him for that vest too, you know.
And Jeffrey, did you watch Bueller earlier? We found out the origin of the vest.
Yeah. No, I'd already knew it ahead of time because I've been talking to him, you know.
Off and on.
But yeah, that makes you see why it's so sentimental and everything now, especially after what happened.
Hey, Legend. I mean, you've been doing this for so long. You've seen so many different like sort of eras of this, and you've talked a lot about like sort of there was a negativity at one point that you thought was really caustic.
Yeah.
And is there some way you could talk a little bit about maybe like I feel like there's an energy that comes from Bueller, but certainly like there's an infectious kind of quality that he brings to this where you guys were mentioning earlier the idea that like his positivity becomes something that like other people buy in on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That other people bring around.
It really is.
Do you think that there's a part of that's really shaped that 2018 year and kind of what we're seeing now in this community?
I think so. I think, and that's not just with Bueller, but I really think it's with everybody. I mean, like you, John, Whitewell Comics, Jeffrey, Tony, JD, Thanatos. I mean, so many good folks, man, that just like put, if they see bad junk happen in the chat, there was some stuff in one of the Bueller chats, and and then there was the one last night that poor old Comic Spectre had to deal with Gertrude.
Oh yeah, dude, that was funny. I was sitting there watching that, and I thought it was like somebody's mom, at first from the chat, or one of the guys on the panels, and then people just started calling her out.
But exactly, all of that stuff. I mean, but the thing about it is, y'all not even let that like deter you from your main thing and showing your passion and showing your comics. But I really think it goes even above and beyond comics. It's like you're not just like showing comics or doing all that as like say show and tell, but this is a great way for you to share your hobby where you may not have that person like in real life or a person sitting next to you, unless you're Bueller and Sam, but you know what I mean? You can share your stuff and show your stuff. And I think with Bueller being such a positive, having that positive impact on the community as well as everyone else, I mean, I think it just will, multiply in the future and hopefully, next year, 2019, 2020, we continue to keep getting bigger and better.
I just, as somebody who does, work in a field where, people take their lead or, they take they copy what they see, kids in my occupation, they look at that mentor figure. And I feel like, I know that Bueller had his mentors and on and on and on, and I feel like it's a lead by example kind of thing. And I think when the people who are really doing content regularly and really out there every day, and they're doing it in their auctions, like the way you run your auctions, and there's no BS, and it's just good fun, and everybody's really getting a good time in. Or the way Reggie that runs his stuff, or the way that Tony runs his, I feel like there's this sort of lead by example thing, and Bueller's just a big part of that for me.
So one thing I want to share, John, with you is one thing that Bueller has done and he's represented, and I think we've all kind of taken his lead. Well, at least the people that were on the comic book core is. To engage like the negativity. And one of the biggest things was when I set out to do this, when I was on there with one of my friends, hey little one.
What was that?
That's that daughter.
Hi.
One of the things that I was doing a show with my friend, and we were doing it it was called Reviews from the Batcave. Unfortunately, something happened and the channel got taken down. We were doing really, really well. And we had a lot of good times, and that's what stemmed to Comic Core. But when Bueller was there, the negativity started coming back. And you know, the one thing that you do is, and me personally, I'm a manager. You just say, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, and then you move on.
Yeah.
And like, let's face it, we're a bunch of guys and gals that read cartoon books. You know,
I love them too, man. They're great books.
At the end of the day,
is like I met like Jeffrey and I met like John and all you guys, and it's like I would have never met people like that, like just like working or walking around in real life, unless it wasn't for YouTube. And I'm appreciative of everybody I meet and everybody I come across that has this passion for the thing that we love the most, and that is cartoon books.
Amen to that, man.
Awesome. And one of the things that stemmed out of it is like when I'll say Bueller, we became closer with Bueller through similar likes. We all have the similar likes. I mean, Legend and I love wrestling. Woodard loves wrestling. We didn't know Bueller is a wrestling fanatic.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about wrestling, and the next thing you know, we play probably 2 to 3 times a week, late at night. We play WWE online, and we get to talk. And I talk to everybody in this community more than like. So unfortunately, when I went away to college, my friends all dissipated. Like they were all from out everywhere else. Now I'm married. I'm in a different place than a lot of the people back here, and these people are my friends. I mean, I literally talk to Legend, Paul, C. Woodard, and Bueller 2 to 3 times or daily.
Yeah, man, that's me too. It's like I have my all my friends pretty much moved off and everything. Of course, I hope they've moved out of their house. I mean, they're like 40, but like, yeah, man, it's like, I talk to Chad and my Comic Core brothers more than I talk to my very own flesh and blood brother.
Seriously, my wife. If Chad doesn't call me twice a day, my wife is like, "What's up with Chad?"
I mean, exactly. It's like sometimes you talk to Chad more than you talk to your own wife.
I like to talk. I'm sorry.
Love that, Chad.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's just and that's how Jeffrey and I are like that, like on a daily basis. Heckling each other and messing with each other, and Alec and I and Ryan. It's nice to see that kind of an example set,
So,
particularly at this point, since I'm fucking hammered. If anybody ever takes offense to anything I say, shut the fuck up, you fucking pansy ass.
Oh my God,
just get over it. That's how I am. Get over it.
He said, "Fuck."
I know. No, but
it's all right. My kids aren't watching because they're in the other room watching Back to the Future still. So.
That's good.
That's why, John, your kids watch more Bueller probably than this late night.
We should probably go to the off air soon because I'm gonna cause trouble.
All right.
Hold on, I want to mute you.
Shut up.
I'm
make me hurt you.
Hey,
Don't make me hurt you.
Paul could be your dad.
No, he's not. He's the same age as me. Oh, well, no, he's older than me.
No, I'm an old fart. I'm older than all you bitches.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Bueller, though. So when Paul is going into what I love about Bueller on Comic Core is Bueller. Bueller works so hard on his videos. If y'all, some of you may not know Bueller as good as Jeffrey or John or some of his awesome mods. We got a lot of Bueller mods here with us, but like he works really hard on his videos. He just films it, post-production, lighting, all of that good stuff. But when he comes on Comic Core on Friday, it's kind of his time where he can kind of cut loose. Not really. He could drop some cuss words here and there.
He doesn't cuss unless he puts it in quotes. Remember?
I am the reason for most of his quotes.
That's the kind of influence Midwest has on Bueller.
Each one of you guys on this panel have talked about like your videos, and I see you guys in the Comic Core asking like who's using this software and who's using that software. This is a true comment that Bueller said to me.
What did he say?
When we were about to relaunch this as the Comic Core, he said we owe it to these people to make this good.
Yep.
And he goes, and when I got into this community, I wanted to learn. That's why his videos look good. That's why he's always upgrading. Like I know he reached out to Truckload of Comics and asked, hey, how's your lighting? How do you do this? He went and got a microphone, and that inspired me to do the same thing. I went out, got a better camera. I got lighting like he did. Because if we're going to sit here and we're going to put this out, I want it to be good, and I want you guys to enjoy it, because it is not for us. It is, again, for the community, and we love you guys. Yep. And we love every single one of you. The one thing is, unfortunately, I haven't sent out any of these prizes, but I'm getting around to it.
Nobody tunes into honestly, chat. Nobody tunes in for the prizes. They're tuning in for you guys because they're tuning in for the environment that you've created.
Yeah, but the thing is, up until Bueller, he was like, Chad, maybe we should get a sponsor. Up until we got a sponsor, which is New Dimension Comics, they got 6 locations in the Pennsylvania and one in
Ohio.
Up until we got those guys, we all that stuff came out of my pocket, and
it really did. You were dropping a lot of coin on some cool prizes,
like statues, and we want to do this for you guys because we love the community. And if you're out there and if anybody ever wants to be on the core, that's what it was supposed to be.
I won this statue right here. Remember that, Chad?
Yeah,
the amazing Spider-Man statue. Awesome, man. Love it. I haven't taken him out of the box yet. I'm trying to decide what kid wants it in their room, but they got to keep it in great condition.
But John, I watch your videos all the time, and I appreciate what you do with your kids. I was watching you on a Saturday morning, and you said you guys were up late. Why are you up? And like when we started Comic Core, we had a huge panel just like we do right now, and it was Thanatos, Alex. We've had everybody from Tebow from Lords of the Long Box to you name it. Everybody's been on this show, and every time our mission has been the same: stay positive and make it as a community show.
Community first.
And I'll say this one last thing, and then I'm done venting.
That's not venting; it's preaching, man. It's what Legend does, man.
Yep, that's true.
No, he's just trying to shut me up.
He didn't put you on mute yet.
Oh man, I gotta get my train of thought back. Hey, but you know what? If you're in the community and if you guys have you're a little bit afraid of putting a video up, and you haven't done a video,
do it.
Contact us.
Yeah,
we'll do it with you, and we'll put it up on your channel. We'll put it up on our channel, and then until you feel comfortable, just let us know. Woodard did that on his channel this week with Fish Tropic, and it was awesome.
Yep, he got and guess what, Chad? Who Dat Comics and Movies was the one that inspired C. Woodard 19 to do videos.
Hey, thank you. Who that?
What?
Russ, you inspired Woodard to make videos. Remember back in the day when people thought he was just some shill bitter?
Yeah. I was back in the middle of negativity phase. Yeah, different phases. Because I've been around. I haven't been as long as Legend, but I've been around for different type of phases. They had a good little like kind of positive phase. You know, you met a lot of different people that I still talk to, and then they had a good little negative phase. I would call it the jealousy phase. And now it's kind of like back to where the world should be, not just this channel. They have a lot of issues, you know. They have a lot of issues in the real world that people forget to realize, and that this is just YouTube. This is comic books. Who gives two craps about it? Like, really?
I want to also ask you a question, Russ. Russ, what do you think about what kind of inspiration and positivity have you taken from getting to know and watching Bueller?
Well, I watch him in kind of like the shadows, like the Foot Clan from Ninja Turtles. But I think one instance it might have been me, Woodard, and Bueller. I don't know who else was there. But we were like talking for a good little while, and he talked to us, told us some things that he hasn't told a lot of people that And I was like, that was he didn't have to say none of that stuff, and say what's going on, and pretty much had a real conversation with somebody, that he could have just been like, oh man, I'm too big to talk to you guys, but it was, that was to me shows the type of person he is. He didn't think he was too big to just have a regular conversation, to stay longer. A lot of people left. I mean, that's the experience, pretty much the one experience that I know I had with him. And that made me want to, watch his channel more, try to do some more videos, because I really didn't want to do any more videos, because I was tired of all the BS, out there, from, people who are probably still around and people who are not around. So, but I think he's been very good.
They're in the shadows like foot soldiers,
That's all right. That's all right. We got two Ninja Turtles that were ready to fight me and Woodard. I don't know which one is who, but I'll take I get kind of angry sometimes. I'll take Raphael. I think I don't know who Woodard's pretty. I would say he's a good Donatello, but I might be wrong.
Hey, let me say one last thing myself about Bueller. When a lot of us are out there and our channels are on the rise, there's so many channels that are just they're gonna hit the 1K club. I was telling Tony, I was like, boy, Tony, you got tons of people from when I first got to know Tony to right now. He's got a lot more subscribers and stuff. And man, the growth, the subscriber growth has been great for all these channels too. But with Bueller, it's like he's not even worried about that kind of stuff. Instead of like growing subs and growing like, views, he's growing community, man. So I think like all of us, I'm sure a lot of us are already subscribed to Bueller, but if you're one of those like, one people that's not subscribed to Bueller, check him out and absorb the man and take some of the stuff he has to say and take it to heart, and it will make you a better person. Amen to that.
Like seriously, I am one of the people that I was here before Bueller, and a number of us were, most of us were, and most of you have been brought here by Bueller bringing you here, and now here I am drunk in front of you. Saying hi.
It's just like a family reunion here.
No, I mean, I was one of those guys that when I started out, I was very, very, very didn't want to fucking do videos because I was very
shy. You were shy.
I'm shy. Yeah, that's the word, bitch.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Chad, we may have to go into off air on
it. Somebody grab a hold of that dude.
Paul, keep going.
No, I'm going here. No,
I got you, Midwest. I got you.
Yeah, that's right. You're catching up with me, Kat. No, I mean, the bottom line is when I started this shit, I was very, very wary about putting myself out there. And I've done this for a long time. I've been doing it for 3 years. But when fucking Bueller came around, it just felt like family, and he is the man. And
Yeah.
you know, I've done this for a long time, like I said, and you know, I didn't necessarily get my voice out there. And I think we've all got a voice. We've all got what we like and what we're about. And Bueller gives us that. He's got the million freaking subs. So he gets, like, what I like is very niche, and what other people like is very niche.
Yep.
You know, you and JD both love the Golden Age stuff. I would love for you.
And you too, bitch.
Well, I love Golden Age.
No, but I mean,
there to chat Golden.
We've all got what we've all got what we like, and Bueller just, I don't know what he's got that we, I don't know.
Paul's gonna sleep well tonight.
Shut up, you.
Let me guess, bitch.
But we know what you mean, man. He brings out the best.
We've all got what we like. He hit whatever it was that was out there that drew people in, and now that he's got that, you know, we're all friends with him. I mean, Bueller's my man.
KATREN's.
That's it, man. You know, he's got it, man.
I want to mention the chat real quick, and this is actually out of the Comic Core chat. It said, "Hope everybody had a good time with Comic Core panel." And also in the chat, maybe next week I can get in with the link. Gonna go out to the club with my boys and have a drink for Comics with Bueller, and that comes from Double S. So
no doubt,
very nice.
I mean that's the thing. We were down in Baltimore, and Real Comic Book Talk didn't know us. We ran into these guys, and these dudes are great. If you guys get a chance, they were in the chat earlier. Sum them up. They do a lot of reviews on the TV shows.
I like when their friend, he said the C-list characters, and he said a Green Lantern was a C-list character, and then the other guys were just like busting his balls about it. That was so funny.
Well, they didn't. What they didn't show you is Thanatos showed up at the door and started kicking it in. So Matt was like, "No,
good brightest day, blackest
hell like that." Yeah,
Matt said, "Burn it down."
So here it is. This is Midwest Comic Man, because all you bitches are going to be like, "Oh, this is Midwest Comic Man drunk." What it is about fucking Bueller?
He doesn't press the books drunk. Okay.
Shut up. And no, I don't.
He's got insurance.
No, but we're all niche people. We all have what we like. Bueller has a way of us all love it, whatever it is. He brings us all in together. I mean, we're a niche market. I like my Golden Age books.
You love your Plastic Man.
Yeah, well, Legend like the Golden Age books.
And comics are a niche in its own way. So we're like a niche within a niche. I mean, we're really a small, narrow group overall. Lots of little spectrums.
Some people
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like what everybody else likes, but Bueller makes us all come together.
Yeah,
so there you go.
He does. Chad, what do you think, man? You want to check the chat, maybe? You know,
shut up, Chad.
I have something
oh my
from the
god,
chat.
the cat is so cute. Meow, meow, meow. We have Joker M21 from the New York Warriors.
There he is. There's Joker. That's awesome.
Joker, what's up, Joker?
JLS Comics is in there.
He wants to hear what our cat has to say about Bueller.
It says,
this is Jean Grey, and I think she told me earlier that she loves Bueller, and her favorite are comics and coffee, even though she thinks that it should be renamed Cats and Coffee.
Bark, blink twice if you're ready for rescue.
You know, Nipples should make more of an appearance.
Nipples is Bueller's cat.
On Bueller's show. That's what Jean
that's
thinks.
just a sort of general statement, right?
That Nipples the cat should make more of an appearance.
just a little hint that Bueller gave me. If you put nipples in your tag words, you get a ton of views.
Oh my God! You know, let me tell you a funny story real quick about
Wait. I gotta say, Chet, you are a liar because.
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell y'all a funny story about Bueller. Now, no one tell him if y'all see him or anything. This is Bueller.
But he's watching. He's texting me and telling me he's watching.
Let me tell you this funny story. All right, so Bueller, I don't do a lot of Instagram, and I see all these hashtags, IG Comic Family, IG, and all this stuff, and I never hardly do tags on my pictures I put on there. But one of the tags Bueller put on a YouTube video, I believe it was I saw this and he tagged it, or maybe it was on Instagram. I can't remember if it was YouTube or Instagram, but I was looking at his tags and he put in there cosplay girl. And he didn't tag him. There was no cosplay girl in the video.
But he called me out on it the next week. He's like, Chad, you put cosplay girl in the chat. And I'm like,
that's what he had put in there.
I copied his tags. Because my motto is it's better to cheat than repeat.
Dirty, so dirty. Well, let's go down the line real quick, Chad. Chad, I'll go to you last. Comic Spectre, what do you got going on in your channel this week coming up?
Well, I started a new feature, which is a lot of people are doing it, but it's on my own personal picks for a new comic book day the following week. Because I do like the preview pre-orders like about 2 months out. I try to get pretty hot books or just books I'm really interested in, along with variant covers. So I started doing a showcase on that on Wednesdays, and that's going to be a regular thing on my channel. And other thing is I'm going to be trying to do this and try to get on like Comics with Cold Ones and things of that nature. My New Year's resolution was to try to get more hands on. So whatever I can get in, I'll be in.
I thought your New Year's resolution was going to be getting that Holy Grail. I think it was Fun Comics, the first appearance of the Spectre. One of those books. It'll happen. It'll happen one day.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to get, but it's the price point.
Spectre. How about you, Seawood?
Oh man, well, what a fun, wonderful, crazy week it has been. Big things.
Seawood, shut up.
Question for you, Seawood: are you tired?
All the live shows you've done this week. How many days in a row has it been?
I didn't do one Thursday. I actually read a couple comics on Thursday. But it's been a fun week. Big thanks to JD for having me on his channel with Tony and Jeffrey and Economics and Comics. We had a 2 slab or not 2 slab. So that
he had
was
a great Kingpin cosplay going there.
Yeah, we had some fun. John's Comics with Kids jumped in the after air hangout, and we had some fun there with some Kingpin jokes and some impressions and memes, and it was a blast. Then Tuesday, got to thank Hudat for joining me on my channel. We unboxed some stuff and convinced Paul to buy some boxes, I guess. So I guess that means it was a success. So that's awesome. And then I had my own live stream, Tuesday night live stream, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Join me next Tuesday. That one I guarantee. That's probably my only live stream I'll do next week besides this show. Sorry, guys. And then Wednesday, Fish Tropic. We had some fun. He wanted to show a collection and wanted to get my feedback on it. So we decided to flip the on-air switch. And we showed 2 hours worth of comics. So that was a lot of fun.
Dude, that is so awesome. How about you? The guy that rocks New Year's Eve like Dick Clark with Jeffrey Comic-Con.
Oh, man. So I just released my newest episode of The Pursuit of Hulkiness. Wednesday, I got a live stream. Yeah, you like that one? Yeah, I know you're a big Thing guy, but
Ben Grimm.
Then I got a live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. with Just a Rican, and we're having Comic Geek McD on there. I do a show twice a month with Tony Sanders and JD called The Hunt.
Great show.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, and our next guest on the show is actually going to be Bueller, so that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know that guy. I know him.
Yeah, right. And then, we got 2 slab or not to slab every other Monday, and we just had that one last Monday with Seawood, and it was awesome having him on. Seawood's always a good guy to work with. So,
Well, you know what? I got the next guy. Let me go to John's Comics with Kids. And John, we got John's Comics with one kid. Let this kid stay in. I got a picture I got to show your youngster here.
Hey, hold on. Wait. Let me mute Paul.
Click on my
shut your whore mouth.
John, click on my screen real quick. That's me and Biff Tannen right there from Back to the Future. Me and Tom Wilson. And you know, I was able to grab that from Tom.
Oh man. Hey, Bill,
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna place some bets. And then I'm going to buy that more fun Spectre book for Comic Spectre.
John, I have a question. What's your daughter's name? I'm sorry.
Biff Tanner, the actor.
Oh, you got both of them there.
Book that has bets.
Oh, yeah, let me bring that picture up again. Let me bring that picture up again for the little one here, if I can find it. Now, let me show you. There we go. That's me and old Biff.
And there's the book.
Isn't that cool? You gotta love that. I'm a fan. I'm a fan with. I love Back to the Future too, girls. It's awesome.
Now, John, what is your favorite? What all three of you? Which one is your favorite movie?
Okay, Charlie's only seen the first two. This was her literally the first time watching Back to the Future 2.
Charlie, what did you think of it? Give us your review.
I adored it.
Oh my God, I love your daughter.
What do you like about it?
Adorable.
I really like how they go back in time and you can see what happened, especially number 2.
That is cool.
Now, here's a spoiler for you. Number 3, they go way back in time.
Yeah, that's right. They do.
So that's tomorrow. More than likely, we'll have to watch part 3.
Now, what's your other daughter's name?
This is Kate.
Kate, what's your favorite movie out of the 3?
Which one's your favorite Back to the Future?
Probably the second one.
That's the best.
I like that one a
Those
lot.
hoverboards, those are cool.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pit bull now.
I love when that kid gets that pit bull from Griff. Oh, you know what? Another thing, John, real quick, is the Back to the Future comics by IDW. Superb.
Oh, they were very good.
Those Back to the Future was by IDW. Great stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, girls.
Bye.
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 Awesome. All right.
Okay, somebody can take Paul off mute.
I will say that every time we get Bueller on one of our shows, whether it's Alec or me, that's their favorite part. Is like before we go live, coming in and just like chatting with Bueller, being like, Bueller's here.
Bueller's awesome, man. Good guy. Well, John, thank you so much. How about you, Mr. Mark BKR, with Jean Grey, the Calico, and the lovely KATREN figures? What's going on y'all's channel?
Well, I haven't asked Mark yet, but Mark, tomorrow would you do a collab with me?
We have a couple more reviews coming out this weekend for the channel.
You should have asked KATREN for that.
We review from Middle West, issue 2 on the channel just the other day. And we have another DC Fans review for Wonder Woman issue 62.
We have another DC Fans review of Wonder Woman issue 62. I couldn't have said it better. The KATREN's the rhymer, that's for sure.
And on top of that, I do want to make a short film to post on the Comic Core channel that I find very entertaining.
Oh man, I can't wait for that.
Hey, Mark, just real quick, we got asked to review that video that I sent you guys by that director, and I didn't know if you'd be interested.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
It's the vampire one where they want you to be the queen vampire.
Yes, I'm in.
I'm
I'm
definitely
in.
interested.
Yes. I heard vampire and I heard queen, so yes.
I've been keeping up on the episodes too, and
Yes.
it is an awesome show. You guys should actually go watch it.
Right now, yes.
What's the show called?
So tomorrow night, if Mark's or at some point tomorrow during the day, we are going to be interviewing the director and writer of Chronicles of the Deadlands.
Yep.
Yes, I know.
And the premise of this movie is Walking Dead meets Dracula meets Mad Max.
So
it's kind of hilarious, honestly. It's
but
amazing.
it's awesome.
It's amazing.
They're actually doing a web series right now, and they have a comic book out, and we're gonna review maybe the first 2 episodes, and the episodes are only like 3 minutes long. So
that's cool, man.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. How about you, Midwest Comic Man? What do you got going on? And tell us a little bit about the best of the press.
I'm drunk.
Hey, I've been there plenty of times.
You got your cellar
in more way than one. Yeah.
Midwest, how drunk are you?
Not enough.
Well, you know what?
I'm drunk enough that I'm not pressing anybody's books tonight.
What is that show you got on Sunday?
Oh, Blast or Snatch It.
One of the staples of the comic book community, one of the best shows in the comic book community, where you get Paul, Midwest Comic Man, along with his Blasted brothers, Pocan Joe, Mike, the Spectacular Spider Grandpa, Drew Manchu, and the host with the most, Huey's Comic Hideout, man. A great show on Sunday night.
And the bottom line is, how many of you people edit.
All right.
How many are going to C2E2?
Yeah.
Right here, C2E2. I'm pumped for it. All right.
What do you mean, you people?
I was going to say, you fucker.
He's trying to be politically correct, man.
Sound like Batter Santa, that little guy with the.
Let me do the unedited version. How many fuckers going to C2E2?
I have used my iPad to hack into my email, so it appears I have just received another email from the anonymous Raw giveaway manager. Did we ever give away the books to begin with?
No,
that's the thing. I don't want this box in my house. So
all right, so here we go.
It's a box of
trivia question. Oh, I got a trivia question, and I said this earlier in this video. This is a great trivia question. Who was the very first? Give me the name of the very first Blue Beetle.
Oh.
Do you want the chat? Is it only the chat or a panel?
It should be.
It's got to be the chat.
Yeah, the chat. So who's the first Blue Beetle? Everybody in the chat. Tacoma says
Jean Grey. I think
no.
Either way, he's wrong. Next.
The first Blue Beetle. I think people are looking it up on Google.
Yeah, Google.
How strong is your Google foo?
Paul, you can do it if you're in the chat.
JLS.
Jesse says Blue Beagle. By the way, how's it going, JLS Comics?
I know
Tell me, Chad.
Tacoma's close, but he spelled it wrong twice. Mo says Garrett. Judges.
I gotta have a full name first.
Full name.
You have a winner.
All of your hands.
Tacoma.
Comics says Dan Garrett.
That's it. Tacoma Comics, people. You're the proud winner of a big box of TPPs coming at you live, shipped by Jason Smith Media Mail.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Real quick, let's go to Tony Sanders, man. What do you got going on your channel, buddy?
Well, Thursday I'm doing another episode of What's Your Grails, and it's going to be Who Dat is going to be my guest. And then
what that?
So then was it Friday? We'll be doing the hunt. Hope we'll be on there.
Yep.
That's pretty much it for me this week coming up. So.
Well, again, man, last night I was on the Grails. We were talking about Grails last night, and it was so much fun. And during the whole show, we were just like, I said, you got to get Who Dat on here because Who Dat has some Grails no one's ever seen before. So, man, I'm excited for that. And last, Who Dat, what do you got going on your channel, man?
Just dropped some videos from Wizard World, some pre-recorded stuff. I'm gonna be on a Grail show. It looks like it, I guess. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but no, I got some interesting things to show on the Grail that hasn't been seen. I'll say 2 out of my 7 books for 2019 are done.
Oh my God! Congratulations,
Wow.
man.
Way to go.
That's my big announcement.
That is so cool.
Let's hit the chat real quick. JLS says Punisher is premiering tonight.
Yep, season 2.
Take the time. Collectibles Brian B is in there. I didn't give him a shout out. And Chad Lee. There was a couple Chads. I like it. It's all about the
Chad Lee. Make sure y'all subscribe to Chad Lee. New to the community as far as making videos. He's got 14 subscribers, and he's got his very first video out. It's an unboxing like no other, and there's some Conan goodness in there. So if you picked up the new Conan, make sure you check this guy out, Chad Lee, because he'll show you some old school Conan. So
Chad Lee, I am the number 16 subscriber. Just to let you know, I just subbed you up.
I know where I'm going after this.
Chad freaking Lee. Check him out, and we're gonna get him in our Comic Core chat soon. I told Chad how to. I'm going to give him the link to the Comic Core Facebook page, and we'll find you some great stuff, Chad, man. So Chad Lee, great to see you here, and great to see all of the Chad here. Any final thoughts from you, Chad?
Well, I got the button, so you go next. I'll go last.
All right. Whether you're blah 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 blah. This is the Great Legend, and for the Comic Core, this is the Great Legend, and for the Comic Core, we're saying peace out, God bless.
And I'm Chad, just Chad, the guy in the hat. Just want to give one special shout out to Bueller. Hearts and prayers are with you. We love you. We miss you. So you were still here with us tonight, and I loved everybody that joined us. This is a great group of guys, and all I gotta say is
There it is.
Speaks in the rafters. We gotta go. We're gonna throw the chat in the blast. Here we go.
And I'll be throwing the drunk chat in the other one.
Hey,
We love you. We love you, Bueller.
And he is throwing Midwest is going to be throwing if you want to get drunk and hang with him, he's going to be putting up a hangout called the Drunk Hangout. So peace out. God bless. Love
Damn
you.
right.
Pizza.
I need some pizza. Sting, no.
All right, drop it.
Y'all have a good